Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Diaries channel. The world was reminded of Jungkook's appearance on Weverse Live today. No teaser, no announcement, just Jungkook suddenly greeting ARMY like a breath of fresh air at a time when everyone was missing his voice. Weverse immediately erupted, comments poured in like a waterfall, and millions of hearts longing for the golden magne's presence were finally fulfilled. However, as always, there was something more than just life. There was a subtle energy flowing, a wordless message that only the paying heart could understand. Jikook's presence in the form of a powerful silent message, a love that no hatred could extinguish. Jungkook began the live with his signature innocent face, a faint smile, and hair that looked incredibly soft in the room's light. His voice sounded relaxed, full of comfort, as if he were at home, a safe place, a place where he could be himself. He talked about simple things, songs, the weather, little habits, and laughter that sometimes came without any particular reason. But as always, ARMYs are always looking for signs. And as always, Jungkook left a sign for those who understood him. For the first few minutes of the live, many thought it was just another live stream to quell longing. But when Jungkook started playing music, as he sang with his eyes seemingly speaking more than his words, something began to become clear. The song he'd chosen wasn't just a random playlist. There were notes of love, a message hidden behind every bar, and it all felt like a gentle call to someone very special. ARMYs were immediately filled with theories, full of speculation, but one name came to mind most often: Park Jimin. Jikook, a couple who never declared themselves a couple, but always seemed to be a love story that spoke a language most humans didn't understand. They didn't need to speak to show their closeness. Their gazes, small gestures, and silent moments were proof that needed no validation. And today, Jungkook once again delivered that silent message vibe that felt so real. When Jungkook suddenly mentioned the significant people in his life, his voice dropped slightly, his eyes blinking slowly, as if he were hiding something he didn't want to reveal too much. ARMYs caught it immediately. It didn't need to be mentioned, because we all know who always holds the biggest place in their hearts, aside from his family and ARMY. It's the person who, since the beginning of their BTS journey, has always walked by his side, supported him, scolded him with love, and hugged him when the world gets too heavy: Jimin. Many noticed how comfortable, even happy, Jungkook looked when he mentioned songs that give him a warm feeling. He never mentioned names directly, but the way he smiled, the way he bit his lip, the way he touched his nose and cheek were all signs that often appeared when he was talking about something related to Jimin. Jungkook and his body language were always honest, a part of him that ARMY always saw for who he was. Even the quiet moments in the live stream felt like secret conversations. When Jungkook paused, looked at his phone screen, and smiled a small smile for no apparent reason, ARMY couldn't help but speculate that someone might be watching, or even texting him. There's no direct proof, but their emotional connection has always been more real than any words could ever say. Jikook has always been a love story told in whispers. They never brag, but they never hide their feelings either. They let the world see just enough to make our hearts flutter, but not enough to shatter their private peace. That's why every interaction, even the smallest, is so meaningful. Today, Jungkook also emphasized something profound: love without hate. He said that the world is too full of negative voices, too many people forcing their opinions without considering the feelings of those they target. His words felt like a shield, not only for himself and ARMY, but also for the person he was protecting with all his heart. True love doesn't need protection, but a beautiful love like Jikook's certainly needs protection from the world's hatred. When Jungkook closes his eyes and sings some of the emotionally charged lyrics, it's as if he's delivering a message directly to Jimin's heart. His voice becomes softer, more fragile, and more intimate. ARMY can relate. Feel that love, a love that grew long before the world knew it. Amidst the popularity, amidst the storm of rumors, amidst exhaustion and pressure, their love remains intact.
맞네. 그랬던 기억이니까. 오버워치도 그렇고.
This Weverse live seemed to be a reminder that they were still here, still moving forward, still caring for each other. Even though they were busy with their own lives, even though distance often presented a test, their hearts remained connected. Jikook wasn't about drama or baseless claims. It was about a connection that couldn't be faked, about irreplaceable affection, about two hearts choosing each other over and over again in silence. This live also served as proof that Jungkook wanted ARMY to know something, that he was never alone. He had family, he had BTS, he had someone who held his heart so tenderly. He had Jimin, and he knew ARMY already knew that, so he didn't need to explain anything. As the live neared its end, Jungkook smiled at the camera and thanked ARMY for always being there. But that smile also seemed like a thank you to someone watching from afar. A thank you for always loving him unconditionally, accepting his whole self. Jungkook closed the live with a heartwarming message. Love without hate, because hate will never bring peace to anyone. And right there, in that moment, ARMY understood the entirety of his live. Jungkook wanted to say that true love doesn't need to be announced in a big way. True love can be seen even in silence. He wanted the world to know that he was happy the way he chose, with the love he chose, and with the person he chose. Jikook remains a story in progress, not one that needs hard proof. They show everything through their actions: protection, trust, and an unwavering presence. And today, Jungkook gave the world the most important message: true love without hate. Love that doesn't ask for permission. Love that doesn't bow to hate. Love that burns bright even without words. Love that connects two hearts even when the cameras are off. Love that can only be understood by those who see with their hearts. This Weverse Live isn't just a live broadcast. It's a love letter, broadcast through smiles, laughter, and silence. A love letter to ARMY, a love letter to himself, and most of all, a love letter to Jimin. Thank you for watching Jikook Diaries today. Jungkook may have closed his Weverse live, but his message of love continues to flow to all of us. True love, without hate, because in the end, the most sincere love is love that needs no questioning. If you feel the same warmth, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on Jikook's daily love-filled updates. Leave a comment below about your favorite moments from Jungkook's live today as we celebrate this boundless love together. See you again in the next video. Keep guarding your hearts, keep spreading love for BTS, for Jungkook, and of course, for Jimin. This is Jikook Diaries, where love speaks even in silence. See you soon, ARMY.